Hello, it's David the Diabetic and Deuce back with another video. My reservoir is running low in my Minimed 670G. So, Deuce, you're already bored with this video? Well, it's time to change my reservoir and my site. So I'm going to do my first how-to video on how to change your insulin in the Minimed 670G. Check it out. Here's the 670G. We all wear the 670G because we are G's, right? Well, actually, I have to wear mine because I have no other choice but to wear the Minimed because of my insurance, but we'll get into that in another video. This is just to show you how to change the site. So you'll get a notification on your little screen here that your reservoir's low. There's 20 units left, and they're letting you know change it before this 20 units goes away. There's also a little blinking red light, and it'll also make a beeping noise when you first get the notification. So we want to clear that notification. So click, scroll down, and click OK. So what we're going to do now is change the site. As you can see, my blood sugar is not listed in there. I do not use the connected sensor that goes with this pump. I prefer the Dexcom because it'll go to your Apple Watch, and it's easier for me to do that. So I won't have any how-to videos on how to do your sensors on here because I use a totally different process. But let's get back on track and let's change the site. Moved. I want to make sure we get the supplies together so I can show you exactly what to do. I got them out of my bag here, which is where I carry all of my things. You need your bottle of insulin. This one has been used a few times, but there's plenty in here to fill up a 300 unit reservoir. Here is my reservoir itself. This holds 300 units. My insulin tolerance is very high, so I need the most units that a pump can allow, and 300 is about it. And then here is the quick set. So notice I have the 43 inch, which is a long cord. I used to have the shorter cord, but it would get stuck on doorknobs and things, and it would pull out my site immediately. So with the longer cord, I have the ability to try to stop it from pulling my site out and saving myself money because this stuff's expensive. So let's get started here. First thing I'm going to do is open up my reservoir. So it comes in a package like this from Medtronic, and let's open her up here. Then what I'm going to do is grab my insulin bottle. I always pull out my reservoir and fill up the insulin bottle with air before I start putting the insulin into the reservoir. I'm going to flip it over and watch as the insulin goes down. And there's going to be a bubble that forms up there, and we're going to get rid of that here in a second. So let's pull that down to 300. Alright, and let's get rid of that bubble. So you want to flick it, make sure all the bubble goes to the top, and then kind of just push it a little bit till you see the bubble no longer in there, and there it is, it's gone. So the next step would be to twist this guy off here, and my insulin's ready to be set up. So let's put that aside. Let's put this aside. And the next thing I'm going to do is grab my quick set. Let's open her up here. There's that. I rip off this little paper here, and I'm going to connect this to this. So let it go in and then twist. So now it's locked. What you're going to do now is push up the little thing here and wait until you see just a little bit of insulin go up into the tubing so you know it's all connected and everything. And let's move on to the next step. So you're going to hold in to where this black part is, hold, and then twist to your left here. And lefty loosey, righty tighty, it'll come off. So we no longer need that. I'm throwing this in the throwaway pile. Alright, now it's time to get the pump out. So, at this point it's still connected to my body. It still wants me to change my reservoir. So, we're going to go down to Options, Reservoir and Tubing, New Reservoir. It says remove infusion set from the body, remove reservoir from pump. So let's go down to where my side is. I'm going to unscrew it. And I unscrewed it there. And I'm removing the reservoir. Again, lefty loosey. And it is out. So save that for later. So let's go back here. And then just click the rewind button. Exciting stuff. Alright, looks like we're good finally. Let's take a look. It says rewind complete. So now it wants you to fill the reservoir, connect tubing to reservoir, which we already did. Do not connect to body, which we will not. So let's click the next button and place reservoir into pump and lock. So just like we took it out, we're going to put the new one in, the one we already filled up. We're going to put it in there, and this time righty-tighty. And you'll kind of feel it go in, and it will click. And now we click next here. And then this is where you're going to click load. So you're going to hold load until it tells you to stop. And it'll make a beeping noise. So it's ready. It'll beep 3 times and let you know it's ready. Then you click next. So now it wants you to fill your tubing. I like to put my site in before I start filling my tubing. So let's pause on this for a second and let's go to our site. Now we're going to see my belly. So here we go. So there's my site, my old site. I like to rip that out. Now, some people clean with alcohol, some don't. You can see where some of my older sites were. And we're going to get our little injector guy here. So what you're going to do is put this into here and it'll lock in. I always push it in and then hold the little blue part and push it up to make sure it's working properly. And then you remove the stickers. And then I hold the sticker down so I can pull this little blue guy off. And there's the needle that is going to go on my side here. So let's click that back. Locate a spot. This looks good. And click. And you push that in. Sometimes your sticker will get stuck on this. which mine did here. So I click that out, make sure that's all the way in, and then you hold these two sides in and pull out, and that's how the needle comes out. And then to throw it away, you click that down and throw that into your throwaway pile. So now the side is in. So let's bring our screen back up, and it says fill tubing. So hold. So what we need to do is disconnect. So how you disconnect is kind of twist, lefty loosey, and there it is. Disconnect and click the fill button and hold it in like you did when you were doing the load. And wait for some insulin to come out of the end. And you can do whatever you want while you're waiting. You can make faces, or you can just sit here. But here comes the insulin. It's a little droplet. And so we'll be done now. And now we click next. Scroll over, click next. You want to fill cannula, so that's like your little tubing that's actually in your body. So click the fill button. And I have it at 0.075. And so what we'll do is connect back again, and you righty-tighty it. And let's click fill now. And it will fill here real quick, and there it goes. And so the basal delivery is resumed, and we are set up for our day of doing things, whatever we want to do. So that's the video on how to change your insulin site. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.